Yo, what's up? This is recording artist and songwriter Justin Famous.
Beautiful people, it's Josh Reynolds, creatively known as ARTiz.
And this is Music for Thought Vodcast, where we play some dope music, have great conversation, and just overall have a good time. And this is the season finale of the second season.
Hey.
Y'all make some noise for the season finale. And I got none other than my brother Rewind, man. Y'all make some noise for Rewind. We go way back, like two flats on the Cadillac with Vogues on it, for real, man. We go all the way back, man. Shout out to the ISU Redbirds. He finna do his thing. Also, we want to say thank you to OAD Productions for partnering with us for the season's finale. Y'all make some noise for OAD Productions. And the beautiful Overflow Coffe on Record Row. It's a lot of history. Make sure y'all look that up, okay? We can't get into it right now, but what we are finna get into right now is, my brother, I ain't gonna keep talking too much. We just finna let y'all do y'all thing. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for Rewind? Make some noise.
Got y'all, bro. I love you. Yo. How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good? If y'all feeling good one time, let me hear you say it's always love. Say it's always love. All right, and in the spirit of love, we're gonna get a little divine real quick. I'm gonna introduce y'all to this first piece. I want y'all to walk with me real quick. It's called Dear Lord. Walk with me. Dear Lord. Yo. If any sentence sounds sacrilegious, rewind, then I'm repenting. But dear Lord, this shit don't seem fair. If a nigga be well, he can't be well off. Well, damn. I got a fam and some kids to provide for. Can't you give a nigga trying a little side though? I mean, what? What if I flipped a brick for just a year to clear my debt? Could you let me up in heaven through the side though? I'm just kidding. Unless you gon' do it. Cause I got a homie with a connecting to QC. Is it wrong to ask you why? What's better instead? I be sending all these messages you never mark on red, man. Turn your re-receipts on. Cause we crying and we dying and we po. How we know? Swear if heaven is a send-off, I'ma be so pissed off. Eazy-E won't be the only dead nigga with an attitude. Boiling up in hell cause there ain't no Ice Cube. Dear Lord, do you hear me? I'm just praying that some angel wings fit me. I just wanna take all my niggas with me. If they can't go, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Hey, yo, G, can I pray in advance? Cause only you know what I would do with that advance. I got a couple fuck ups on my bucket list of plans, and I'm only a man, homie, only a man guy. You, damn. I ain't saying it in vain, I'm just trying to make it plain. I mean, I know you here cause I ain't dead yet, but do it make me an ungrateful kid for saying I want more than this? And I don't know if it's you or my conscience. I might be talking to myself, this omnipresence got me kinda stressing. I know your word and my words are weapons, cause lifting bars, yo, I be flexing. But you want more, maybe that's reflection. And you the one that made me in this image, isn't it a given I should chase perfection? And why I always gotta leave a voicemail message? Heaven's a dead zone. Yeah, so how do we fix reception? Dear Lord, do you hear me? I'm just praying that some angel wings fit me. I just wanna take all my people with me. If they can't go, hey. Nah, for real, what we all need to do to get in. If I cop some extra bottles of milk and honey, you got some pews for us to sit in. I'm only kinda kidding, but what kind of music? Do y'all be playing Ty Tribbett? That's not a shot at Ty Tribbett. I like his songs too. I'm just trying to see what the vibe is, cause interpretations, there's like 4 or 5 different types and 3,000 variations. History rewriting, I said history rewriting. I need to rewrite this, rewinding. I say, I used to pray to take all my niggas with me. Now I'm just praying that I get in. Hardest life I'm living, You done had me been in, felt like my only option sinning, but I ain't never stopped believing like Caucasian Journey singing. That's not a shot at white Jesus. I like this song too. I'm just trying to figure out who I belong to. Left all these scripts and acts, but nobody to lean on to. Pass me not, Proverbs is proven wrong too. History rewriting, ain't it right? I seek the light of all truth. That's why I call you. I hit your son JC with the pray peace. Holy Spirit, that's twin. He welcome every time that he fall through. King of kings, Lord of lords. Can I get a Earl Duke? Shit, I just watch Bridgerton. I'm trying to ball too. Communication and my own patience don't seem to correlate with your divine soul. Can we schedule a time Zoom? You ain't gotta turn your camera on or find a stone to carve. Nah, I don't need that. It's just before I start forward. I was hoping for some feedback. Dear Lord, amen, amen. How y'all feeling? Hey, how y'all feeling? Yeah, I like the vibe. One time, y'all feeling good? Say it's always love. Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, my boy. Okay, y'all make some noise for Rewind. Man, dear Lord.
That was
dear
fun.
Lord. I'll tell you this much. Before I even ask you anything, I just want to say, like, we go way back. And the bars have always been there.
Sure.
Whether it was poetry, whether it was rapping. I remember, quick story, I don't want to go too much because I'll keep going.
Yeah,
I remember when we went to Bradley.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went on that trip and we did some spoken word / just freestyles, man. Like, and you have always made sure that I made sure my pen was sharp. Cause I be looking up to you. I be like,
definitely.
okay, if he flipping these similes and these metaphors like that, I gotta come correct. Okay,
sure.
so yeah. I really do appreciate us being able to share this stage with each other.
Shout
It's been too
out
long.
to Peoria and Bradley. I just got from Peoria. I did Peoria early this month.
Okay.
And it was dope. It's
Shout out to them.
Dope. Definitely.
Yeah, y'all ain't got a clap for them, but it's cool. But shout out to them, though. Yeah.
But for sure, bro.
Yeah, but we here.
Good.
Okay,
It's
but
good.
you know what? Let's kind of get into it, man. What inspired you to want to write a piece like that?
Man, it's crazy. I'm trying to be brief because I can be long-winded with this piece. Interesting enough, I actually wrote the first iteration of that when I was like 19. Dear Lord, and once again, because we go so far back, around 2013, we actually recorded that as a song. We recorded it from an acapella track because Justin is super, super talented. So I did that piece. He made a beat around it. It was amazing, but we never put it out. And I'm thankful that we never put it out, because I got to add to it. But what originally happened was, I was like 19 or 20. And I had just got to college. I think I was a year into college or whatever. And, one of the big things for me has always been religion. And so I had got to the first time in my life where I kind of was distant with my religion, with going to church consistently because I was in college. I didn't have a church home. But I also got to a new place in life where I was broke. And it was the first time in my life where I was like super, super broke. And so, one of the things that I do a lot of times with like myself is, I meditate or I talk to God. And so it was really me kind of airing my frustrations with my life, what I thought I had accomplished, what I should accomplish, where I was. And that's what started it.
Okay. Let's not get too deep into it. Cause I was inspired a little bit to have some good conversation, cause, God important to me too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Y'all can make some noise for God.
Hey,
Give it love if you want to. Even if you don't.
Wonderful Sunday. On this wonderful
The
Sunday.
idea is good. And I think that's the cool thing about what I heard in the piece is that it's like, it's not just about worshiping or nothing like that, or about your come to Jesus moment. Like you trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know, maybe a lot of people can relate to that, but I know I can. You know what I'm saying? And just trying to figure out who I am as a person, especially the whole broke part. I think it's like a thing with college students and being broke. Like that's a real thing. If you wasn't broke in college, like shout out to you. But I know how it feel to run out of
That's a good thing.
Yeah, to run out of them
scholarships.
Yeah.
All of those good things.
Yeah, them scholarships, it was broke too. We was all broke. Them stipends ran out real quick.
I'm gonna say you was blessed if you went to college. So there you go. But
for real, yeah.
If you was in college and you wasn't broke,
yeah,
for sure.
But like for real, like how important do you think it is for especially a young man to try and figure out what's important to them in their life when they hit those lows? That's what I want to start off talking about.
Yeah, I think it's very valuable, and it's really important for me. If we can go back to the piece really quick, and one of the things I said in the second verse is actually AOG. Can I pray in advance? And I talked about like how I had this bucket list of things that I want to do. And I actually, the origin of that was, we can probably check the dates. J. Cole's warm up, he had a line on Just to Get By. And he was like, dear Lord, forgive me for my sin. And I ain't saying that I'm finished. I'm just praying in advance. And he went on to talk about the things that he experienced as a young man. But it's really valuable for me, because I have younger nephews. And so I was actually just at home, my hometown of Rock Island. I was sitting with my nephews and we were talking about this. When you go through those different pieces in life and really learning who you are, where your backbone is, what things drive you and motivate you. And I think especially when it gets dark, you have to take some time to learn yourself in order to know how to get out of that darkness. And it is very difficult, but especially if you don't take the time previously to kind of understand yourself. And I think that's really the most important piece of it, is really starting to understand yourself so you can know how to stand up in those times.
Okay. So you got to know yourself.
Yeah, just
that's
a
important.
little bit.
Yeah,
for sure.
Okay. Josh, you got something you want to say? You looking like...
Oh yeah, I got a lot to say.
You got a lot on your mind.
A lot on my mind. I was rapping with you earlier before we got on the conversation about this, but that time period, 19 years old, was so instrumental. I don't know how it was for you all out there, but like at 19 years old, I was fortunate to have someone in my life that questioned me. He said, "Who are you?" Yeah. And I'm like, "I'm Josh. What you mean?" So, laughing it off. But he's like, "No, who are you? Who is Josh?" And so that started a process of like, internal, just like, thinking. Definitely. That I was like, who am I? Like, what am I here for? Why am I here? Like, why am I in general? Like, we always ask, how are you? But why are you actually, in a sense? So from there, like, it just went. And from there on, like, hopefully someone found like the reasons why they want to be alive or why they want to be like doing what they're doing. So, writing is a strong foundation for that. So
definitely.
As a rapper to a poet, like I was in the same area at 19 years old. Shout out to like Chicago and the poetry scene, young Chicago authors, even the Lyrical Lagoon, Southside. Oh man, being in those spaces definitely got me to like find out and write about who I was.
It's crazy we talking about 19 because I remember at 19 I was I set a bar for myself. I was like, if I'm not, famous by the time I turn, when I say by the time I turn 20, I'm gonna cut it off. I don't care about life no more. It's
Mr. Famous.
Now because it's like. And it's like I was at a really high place in my life because we was doing a bunch of dope stuff. This when we was, really getting locked in. But I was also at a really low because like this was a time back when my generation, Chicago was taking off the Chances of the World, Saba, Mick, all of them. And like I was right in that mix, but some unfortunate things happened and it didn't work out that way. And I really was seriously considering like, you know what? If I'm not going to be famous and out here and making money off my music right now, then what's the point of living?
Yep.
Like it really got there. And I don't think it was as much as finding myself or knowing myself, because I feel like as a shorty, I've always questioned myself. And I've always been in tune with like who I am, what I like, why I like it. I'm sure everybody in my family will attest to that they call it stubborn. I call it just, I'm sure. I know what I want. You know what I'm saying? I am very sure.
Just making sure.
No arrogance. I just, I just know. If I know what I know,
Yeah.
But I think what I realized is that it was okay for me to continue to grow and be more than just who I was.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like I could ask those questions and not get to the point where I was kind of just stuck in this, okay, I need to be this. And once I'm this, I'm good. Or I need to be that. And once I'm that, I'm good. Like I can have these failures. I can make mistakes. I can enjoy my successes and continue to grow. And once I thought about that, I was like, you know what, maybe I should keep going.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you. I mean, you probably didn't even know, but like, us, continuing to work on music and talk about what we wanted to do in the future.
Exactly.
And you know what I'm saying? You was just getting ready to like go off and you was really making a lot of moves back home. And I'm like, you know what? We can do this.
Yeah.
It don't have to be right now and immediate, but we can do this. And I think as far as like knowing who you are, I would actually say it's okay to not know.
Yep. I was going to say the same thing. I think what you said is super valuable. And it's, one of the things that is dope that you had it at such a young age to kind of question it. And I think the other piece of even what you were saying is, sometimes you need to know who you are, but you also need to know who you want to be. And you also need to understand that it's okay if you're in the middle piece of that. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I got, I started going to therapy about 6 years ago.
Make some noise for therapy.
Make
some noise.
Yeah, shout out therapy. And that's one of the questions they ask you right away, and what I found out was I thought that I was a very self-aware person. But when I started asking myself those questions of who do I want to be, I started learning a little bit more about myself than who I was. And, that's the real valuable part because like you said, when you get once again to those dark moments, you have to find a reason to wake up every day. There's some people that don't have to find a reason to wake up every day. But when you're a person that's extremely self-aware, when you're always thinking about those things, you have to have a definite reason to keep going every day. Every single day that you wake up, you have to know that I'm trying to get to this. I'm trying to get to who I want to be. I'm trying to get to the person that I am, or I'm somewhere in between, but I'm still progressing.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really important to kind of ask both questions and understand the interim between both of them.
Now, what made you want to ask God? What made you want to talk to him about it?
Yeah. For me, that's always where I went. And so, one of the things that I'll share is, my mother, super, super big influence in my life, particularly in religion. I grew up in the church since I was a shorty. Church class. I actually just ran into one of the old hymn books with Blessed Assurance at page 27. Like it was super, super, super dope recently. But my mom, this was back when I was like 6 or 7. And prayer and separation of church and state was on the ballot for the presidential campaign, and it was like a big frenzy about saying the pledge and being able to pray in schools. And my mother told me this thing that stuck with me forever since I was a shorty. She was like, "You can pray all the time. Like you don't have to pray out loud. You can talk to God." And so since I was a shorty, I've always talked to God. Like my inner monologue is prayer. And so like when I was writing that piece, like we're saying, like I was talking to myself about what I wanted to do, and I was talking in my inner monologue to God. That's always been what I kind of leaned on.
It's so crazy you said that because I've been saying this since I was a shorty. Like my conversations are prayer. Like my thoughts are prayers.
Yep.
100%. Like, and I think that's for everybody. You know what I'm saying? If you can, and that's of course if you subscribe. You know what I'm saying? If you don't subscribe, more power to you. But for those who do. I do believe that regardless if you are acknowledging God or not, he's always in the room. So whatever you thinking, whatever you saying, whatever you doing, God,
he hears you.
He's always in the room,
Yeah.
And I really did take that, and I was like, you know what? All right, well, he gonna hear this good and the bad.
Facts.
He gonna see the beautiful and the ugly. Like I'm gonna let everything be what it is because I'm not gonna pretend like I can hide from him.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just so crazy.
No,
like we be like,
it's definitely,
locked
definitely.
in. Ain't no
and I
switching
think
up.
even when we take it out of a religion context, when we get back to kind of knowing yourself, that's part of that piece, right? Is like understanding the good and the bad of yourself and not weighing yourself on always the good. Like I always have to have this good. I have to understand that there's some bad moments in me, and I have to acknowledge that. I have to be responding to that. So definitely.
Okay. I know you got something PK.
Yeah, y'all reminded me because when you said that, I started thinking about like how there's this thing that people actually don't have like inner self-talk, or they don't have anyone to talk to. But when I talk to myself, I am talking to God. So speaking to your point, like I don't know who are you talking to? When you're having inner thoughts, when you're having like that inner reflection, like I'm usually battling with my own ego. Yep. But when I stop doing that and I be honest with myself and I let that part go, I can stop arguing with myself. I start talking and having a conversation with God for guidance. And so it's really important to know about that, like that subconscious, but then the conscious, and then like, elevating to that superconscious aspect of being able to move with God and have him order your steps,
Yeah, order
so that's beautiful.
Steps.
That's in your word. That's right. So Justin thought we wasn't going to be a gospel concert.
Hey,
but it's definitely a gospel podcast.
Might bring Marcus back up here.
That's right.
No. Look, there it is.
We can get 3-part right now. If we got 2 more, we can get 5-part. Y'all want to get this going?
Harmony. 5-part harmony. If you don't know that reference, we not cool. We not cool. But no, I think, it is important to be in tune and to understand yourself and understand that, you're growing, because that kind of help establish those values and those morals. And I think that's what's the most important. Like, I think all the things you like, all of the things you want to do, like all of the recreational stuff, I feel like you should never put yourself in a box when it comes to that. Learning new things. But when it comes to the things that matter most to you, like, family, is it humility, integrity, like these core values that you can't do without, like it's super important to know what those are. So that way, not only you can move in life, you know what I'm saying, as a man or as a woman, but you can also find the right people that you can build and grow with. And speaking on that, I like to transition because, I know you a family man. I was there. Yeah. Beautiful wedding.
Yeah,
beautiful bride. Y'all make some noise for the beautiful bride. Shout out to wifey. Yeah. Make some noise for wifey. Marriage is beautiful.
In the building.
I need that.
She's so gorgeous.
I need that. So how important do you think, what I'm saying, having that moment, at a young age, and also just continuing it, how important was that to establishing your family, and how does that kind of, keep it together?
Yeah, I think this is like endless, right? One of the things for me is I grew up in a big family. So like family is everything to me. It's always been everything to me. And then the more interesting thing is, although I've got a lot of siblings, I grew up as almost an empty nest kid. So almost like an only child. So most of the things I learned were just from seeing a married couple interact at 40 years and 30 years of marriage. That they had already gone through. And so that's kind of what shaped my understanding of everything, were my parents. And so I knew, like, when I was young, I wasn't the player. Like, I need a girlfriend. I need a girlfriend. I need a wife. I knew that was kind of my founding principle from jump. And so it's been a blessing to be married and to have a partner. And I've been married for 10 years. And, yeah.
It's been that long, huh?
And so, we say it a lot, but as we talk about like just transitioning, if you think about being married for 10 years, I got married when I was 24. I'm 35 now. If you think about 10 years before then, marrying somebody, you wouldn't expect them to kind of have the same values, the same principles as they were when they were 14, right?
Yeah.
And so like 10 years later, you can't expect a person to kind of have those same values, those same principles, or even be that same person. And I think that's, as you learn that with somebody, it helps you not only give them allowance, but give yourself allowance and give yourself grace of growth. But the most important thing is like, I got somebody to do life together with. Like, these joints right now, being able to get up here and perform and see wifey in the crowd and go through all these different experiences with somebody and have somebody be able to work the camera and those type of things, like y'all building something together, and I'm super supportive of her and every endeavor that she does in that way. Just like she's super supportive of me. And so I think, it's helped. It's helped a lot tremendously, kind of having a partner to figure this out with. And then on the back end, it's super dope because you get to learn so much But yeah.
I feel that. No, I love love. One thing I'll say, I think, not to necessarily correct you, but I think I'll push back on is that the values and the principles should stay. Those should be everlasting. But I think what's more important as far as building those bonds and staying connected is the desires are going to change.
Yeah.
Like what you want at 14, 24 isn't going to be what you want at 34 and 35. And I think we forget that. And when we don't keep up with our partners to make sure like we continue to see like, did your opinions change? Like you still like that one show? Yep. You still like that one song?
Exactly.
You know, you still like it when I do that one thing? Cause it might get a little old, you know? That's how a lot of marriages get stale because they think, oh, that one thing I do.
Same
you
desires,
like it.
same desires. I
like,
think you're right though. Desires is definitely the more appropriate word.
Yeah.
Definitely. And then bringing it back to music, I know, you know, like Chance got crucified loving his wife and then being
I love my wife.
But like for me, it's helped me grow in writing. And so my favorite artist is Nas. And so I remember like listening to Nas. I remember he dropped Life is Good. And I was like, man, this sounds so mature. Like it sounds like my favorite artist grew up. And so now as I experience more life, now that I have kids, now that I have a family, it's changed my writing. The things that I care about, like you said, the things that I desire, even the things that I want to get out of music, change. And so that's what's been really beautiful for me is to see how much, because I express so much through writing, to see how much my life has changed and how much my desires and the things that I think about on a consistent basis change.
Okay, Josh, I know you probably want to say something, but we are doing things a little different this time. I actually want to get to the audience.
I want to get to the audience too, because as a single man next to these married brothers,
I know you got
I just want to commend y'all. I just want to commend y'all. Keep it going strong. I appreciate y'all. No, definitely.
Absolutely.
But shout out to what you're saying, because actually what you're talking about right now is something we talked about a couple episodes ago with John, the author. So make sure y'all go check out that episode.
Absolutely.
Making sure you maturing with your art. Definitely. Yeah. So I'm ready to get to it. Let's get to it.
Okay, because we normally look into the camera and we say something, but this time we doing something special.
Okay.
Season finale, we partnering with OAD. So you know, we had some people who got some VIP tickets in the building. Shout out for the VIP. Y'all are so beautiful. I'm gonna just clap for y'all. Now for real, y'all. It's so important to support. You know what I'm saying, local folks and what they doing. There's so much stuff to do in Chicago. So being able to come through and help us out with this live recording and really give us the vibe we need is super important. So I think we got about maybe 12, I don't know, almost 10, 12 people, right? Okay, so we're going to treat it like the funeral line where you get up here, you know, don't go too long. You know how some people get up there, they want to talk about, you know, Pookie and them did all that and they still owe Pookie some money. Give Pookie mama what he owed. But but yeah, so if anybody that's in VIP, if y'all just want to, y'all can step to the mic and y'all could just ask one of us a question and then, you know, we'll answer it accordingly. It's okay, be the first person I want to go first. I know I saw y'all wanted to ask. It could be you. It could be you, whoever it is. There you go. I know that. Nobody want to be first. It's okay.
Make sure y'all check out J Mon's episode.
Shout out J
episode.
Episode 8, amazing.
Appreciate you, brother.
Hey y'all, this has been a great show. I'm so intrigued and entertained. I have a question, I guess for the married men.
Excuse me.
What? Yeah, not you. Sorry. I mean, you can answer too.
No, go ahead.
As you're looking for your partner, what qualities do you feel like are like valuable as a man? Like when looking for a partner, like a wife, like what should you be as a man?
Oh, as a man.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Who we should be.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who do you like? What is required as a man to be able to have a wife? Yeah.
Okay. I get that. I thought you said something different.
Hey,
But
I'm glad I clarified it.
you want to answer that?
My answer probably not gonna be the one that you like. I'm gonna just be honest.
Speak your truth, bro. Speak your truth.
I have opinions of like what a man should be, but I thoroughly believe in like finding your life partner, that you should be what that person needs or whatever works for you. So I don't think that there's a standard of like a man has to make this much money, or a man has to have a job doing this, or a man has to be able to provide, or a woman has to be able to be led, or I don't believe in any of those things. I believe in what works with the person that feels right. And so, and I'll just say, like, with my marriage and with finding my person, it was what felt right more than what the standard was, more than what any qualifications we had. It was, this feels so much more right than every other situation I've been in. So let's make this work. And so that's kind of what I think you should have. It's like, as you vibe with somebody, you like, oh, this feel good. And you got the stuff that I like. If it is having a certain career or having a certain amount of money or being able to be God-fearing or any of those things, then find that person that's like that. But I don't think there's like a ingrained standard at all.
Okay.
I like that.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
glad
Shout
you
out
liked
to I just keep mine short and sweet. Humility.
Yeah.
You got to have humility. You got to be willing to grow with somebody.
Yeah.
You got to be willing to deal with the pains and, also be able to enjoy, the ups. That's really important as a man, because if you go into a relationship arrogant, expecting her to be something that she might not be, or that she might not want to be, then you're going to always take a L. Always. You got to be willing to grow with someone, and you got to know what matters to you so that you can find somebody who that matches with.
Yeah.
Let the church say it.
Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
Thank you for your question. I appreciate the question.
Yeah.
It was
Next
great
person
answers.
anybody want to
Great
ask,
answers.
you come up and ask. It's okay.
No, I
y'all.
want
Y'all
to
don't-
ask you as a single man.
Oh man.
Oh, you get your answer.
That's the
See, I
question
don't,
that's
I don't
still-
like the jokes they be having on me. If y'all ain't seen the
Okay.
previous episode, they be
Shout out to
joking
the
on me. I don't
community.
appreciate the jokes. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, as a single man, I honestly I can't really say too much that's different from what you both just said, because essentially, like, it's not about all of these like specifics. It's more about like the alignment of your life and what you have in store for you. It's in alignment with God. Like if you can get yourself right with God, you're doing what you're supposed to do, and you kind of just hone in and stay focused. Of course, you have your desires. You're gonna have your desires. We all do. But essentially, like, you'll naturally just gravitate toward the right person. And so essentially, like, that's what I'm aiming to do, and that's what I've been on.
Okay, cool.
Short and sweet.
Yeah, okay, we got a question right here. Yeah, just bring it to you. That's fine. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
How has your music or your art changed from 19 to 35, right? You said you wrote the first iteration of Dear Lord at 19. How did it grow from 19 to 35?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. Speaking of Dear Lord, so the last verse was written in 2023. So when I was 34, and even the transition of that and the things I kind of speak of living life. But I think the thing that's matured the most in my art and my writing is, one, the desires, as we talked about, is there was a certain artist that I wanted to be before I knew who I was going to be. And so when I would write, I would portray to be the person that I was. And as I've learned life, as I've gained more wisdom and more peace in life, I write more as the person that I am and the reality that I live in today, whereas previously, I won't say that it wasn't genuine, but it was a different perspective of what I wanted. And so, the other thing that I see a lot is just, the day to day. Like, if you think about that Tyler, the Creator, conversation, that's one of my favorites, where you say, like, if you're going to get gas today and you went to Costco, like, I want to hear you speak about that. My life is different. I've seen all kinds of different things now. And so you can just hear maturity as I write, and it shapes how I write those things.
Okay, cool. All right, so we got time for one more question then.
All right.
Let's just get one more. Okay, come on, man. There you go.
This gonna be the best question.
Yeah. All right. It's short enough for her, trust me.
I got on heels today, boy.
Oh, you 5'2" today, okay.
I'm 5'4". So I just like to say congratulations to Josh and J Fam on your last episode. It was awesome. So let's give them a round.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Good job, Rewind.
She threw it back to the old man.
So it was a good vodcast. And I like to say that ask you three, what's next?
Yeah,
So, You all are here. I think you all are amazing. If I knew the right people, I'll put y'all in front of them. I tell J-Fam that all the time. So what's next? What we gonna do?
Okay.
I want to know what's
I'll
next.
make Justin famous or I'll do life.
Hashtag help get Justin famous.
Help make Justin famous.
100%. I guess I'll just start. I usually end it. What's next is to help get Justin famous. I appreciate she throwing back to my old stage name. My old stage name used to be J-Fam, for anybody that's confused. Yeah. That's actually what Justin Famous, that was like the acronym, was J-Fam, Justin Famous. But Spotify wouldn't let me use parentheses, so I just had to drop the J-Fam. So that's why it's just Justin Famous, and it does actually help me come up with my movement. That's my campaign for 2024, is to help get Justin famous. So anybody in the building right now, and anybody out there that enjoy this platform, y'all can check out my music. I'm also a recording artist and a songwriter. If you enjoy that, I need your help to help get Justin famous. Help get me out there. Help to spread the music. You know what I'm saying? If you like it, listen to it. Buy, download, definitely worth more than a stream. And just also trying to continue to give back, because that's the reason why I want to get famous, is so that I can help spread that good news, help, be a good role model for people. I'm cool with being a role model. I think I'm a good guy. I think I am. I'm all right. But that's definitely what's next. Just continue to put out music, continuing to build Music for Thought platform. And I'll let you say what's next.
Well, what's next? I'm working on a spoken word album. I've been writing, and that's super dope. I haven't written in a long time, so I'm very interested in that. This will be my second year in the Recording Academy, and so we really thank y'all.
That's the Grammys, if you didn't know.
And so we really just building in all aspects, really. Like, we working on some more syncs. We got some syncs last year we're very excited about. I'm doing some more songwriting, but really, man, me and this dude right here and this dude this week,
just getting started.
We working on beautiful music. That's really the bottom line for me always, is I just want to create beautiful music, and it's fun. It's fun. That's what's next.
Say what you
creating.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep building community all day.
Building community.
Going.
That boy loves community.
In all seriousness, it's like when you were speaking about getting Justin famous. It's like, why get this brother famous?
Because he's great.
Because honestly, working with him, and now getting started, about to start working with you. Like, our team and like the reach that we have, it's not in vain. Like the things we're doing, the art that we're creating, it's a lot of desirable art. I love that. There's a lot of desirable art, a lot of desirable music, but there's like fruits of the spirit that's like hitting in the things that we have in our mission. And we're definitely in alignment with y'all artists out there, John the Author, J. Iman, even with Mel and Eric in the building, everybody that's doing great things, we got alignment. And it's a reason why we doing what we doing. And so, we definitely need to be in those spaces and places. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar, who was like, putting purpose on the desirable art, you know what I'm saying? Bring people together for the right reasons and not just for vain purposes. And so, that's what we're doing out here. That's next.
Okay, cool. Well, I think what we should also do next is one more piece, because, we had some good thought, good conversation, but I just want you to do one more thing. Y'all, is it cool if Rewind do one more piece for y'all? Yeah, man. I got one more. Okay, I hope you do one of my favorites. We talked about love. That'd be nice.
Let's talk about love.
Let's talk about love.
I love that love stuff.
All right, cool. Let's get to it.
Facts.
All right.
Yo, man, that was a good conversation, man. Y'all enjoyed that conversation?
Yeah. Gems was dropped.
Man, my bro, he be acting like he's shy, but he be really having something to say.
It's a good time.
Absolutely, but like we said before, we can't just end it out with the conversation. We gotta end it out with some more music. So, you finna go ahead and do another piece for us, right?
For sure, bro.
And this is one of my favorite pieces by my brother.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, we ain't gonna say too much. We just gonna get out the way and let you do your thing.
I appreciate you, bro.
Bars, brother. Respect.
Let's get it.
Let's do it. How y'all feeling? Y'all feeling good? Y'all enjoyed yourselves? If y'all enjoyed yourselves, say it's always love. It's always love. All right, one time in the spirit of love, we're gonna do a poem. And this is a poem about love. Hey, love. This is a poem about you. I wrote about you the first time that I lost you. It was awful, so I thought to pin down everything I can think now. So if we ever have a falling out, reading this aloud will be my fallback. I know, I'm so thoughtful. Love is ellipsis. What I mean by this is, it's a bunch of rambling unexplained. A paradox like me standing on this stage. Paradox, close parentheses after every phrase that's smiling faces when faced with contemplations of forever shit. See, love is forever shit. But forever never seemed that long until you grown and the Andre 3000 solo album still ain't dropped. Well, it dropped, but that's not. Love is not fucking and fighting. Nah, love is fucking fighting every night spent making what's right more right, making what's good what's really good, making what you want and what you should the same thing, and they want the same thing and things not the same, cause love is growth, progression. It's so poetic, like Kendrick sampling Janet. It's those connections, that's why we love. We adore it. It's Baby Bear's porridge. That just right. Yeah, love is that just right. Not the opposite of hate. It's the opposite of not giving a fuck. The beginning of everything that's great. When you look up in their eyes and you can feel their pain. That rainbow in the sky after all you felt is rain. Love is holding my daughter, looking down at the altar, seeing her mother in that white gown, saying you gon' be my wife now. Love, that's everything I write down. Still passion in these lyrics. Love is Jesus passing in his spirit. Passed out up on the stage, you gave your heart. They love to hear it, never fearing the fall, the faith in the flight, the blues in your left eye. That funk up in your right. That I had something in my eye. See, you might have done some drugs, but you ain't never been this high. And if you don't know love, you can't be living too right. Cause it's always love. I said it's always love. Say it with me. It's always love. If you feeling good, say it's always love. Hey, thank y'all so much. I'm so grateful for y'all. Yeah. Bye-bye.
It's always love. Hey.
It's always love. Hold on, say that. It's always love. Come on. It's always love. It's always love.
Say it louder, come on.
It's always love.
Hey.
Feel the death roll. It's always love. It's always love. Y'all make some noise for Rewind. Yeah. Man. That was amazing.
Thank you.
That was amazing. I mean, that's one of the best ways I think we can end out the season.
Something different too, you know?
Oh man,
Yeah.
y'all make some noise for something different. And I just want to thank y'all so much for coming out. I want to thank y'all so much for tuning in. Jay, you got something you want to say before we, it's season. You want to get a word in real quick to the people?
Just blessings. Appreciate OAD, Overflow Coffee for having us. Peace and blessings, y'all. I love y'all for sure.
Amen. And with that, we out. Peace.